Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to transfer an animation from Mixamo to the mannequin skeleton. So we are going to do an IK rig from scratch, and I'll show you step by step how to do it, and then how we can just use the animations and apply it to the mannequin rig. Okay, so let's do it. So let's start going to the Mixamo website, which is here. And then I will just get, as a good Brazilian, I'll get the capoeira sample. If you're not familiar with Mixamo, here you can change a couple of things. For example, the amount of frames. There's some things that you can like exaggerate the pose and change the speed. I'll just keep everything as default. And then when I download, I want to download with skin because I want this skeleton and this skull mesh to come with. If I download without the skin, it will be just the animation in the skeleton. And unless I already have a Mixamo character in my Unreal project, um, if I don't have the skin, that won't work. Yeah, so leave as default, download, and okay, save on desktop. And then I'm in my Unreal project, and this is just a third-person default project which comes with a mannequin already. And what we're going to do, just to organize, let's go characters, create a new folder, Mixamo. And then here, right-click, import, go where we saved, capoeira. Here I want to import the skeleton mesh and the mesh, and I don't have a skeleton for it, so I will leave this as a blank and it will create a new skeleton. I also want to import the animation, and you can leave that as exported time. And that should be it. So if I press import, so there is my character. So I have a skeletal mesh, an animation. Yeah, for some reason, when I'm importing Mixamo, it also comes with a T-pose as an animation as well. I have a physics asset and I have a skeleton. So let's just, let's just save all this. And let's go to our skeletal mesh and just double check everything's working. So here's the actual animation. It's playing fine. So to transfer that to a mannequin skeleton or any other skeleton that you want to create an IK rig, which is this file here. So let's have a look at the mannequin. So this is the mannequin skeleton, and it comes with this all set already. So what we need to do is do a similar thing like this, and then just retarget the two characters. To do that, we right-click in the skeletal mesh, create IK rig, and it gives me this file. But as you see here, is all empty. So we have to create one by one. I'll leave the mannequin open here so we can have a look and just understand a little bit how it works. You will notice that the pelvis bone is a retarget root. And that's the first thing we need to do because Mixamo doesn't have the root joint on the bottom. So the hips joint is already the same as the pelvis joint, and that should be the retarget root. So right click, set retarget root. I like doing this first because it's quite easy to forget. So first thing I do is doing that. And now we're going to start creating all these chains. So let's start with the spine. Here we can see that it's from spine 01 to spine 05. So we can go from spine 01, well, spine to spine 2 in this case. If I right click and I go in new retarget chain, you already identified a possible name, and I will say add chain, and it will be here. If I have to then later edit this, I can just click on this and delete then, or rename, or delete the whole chain. I can also manually start adding here. Oops, let me just not select. Manually start adding one by one, but this is a new feature they created for us to be able to select a whole chain and just work with that. So let's do it. So left arm is from upper arm to hand. So in this case, I think the mannequin has a clavicle specific. Let's just have a look. Clavicle. Yeah, so we're doing one for the clavicle, which is this case is the right shoulder. So new chain. Let's change this name to clavicle. And then we are getting the arm, forearm, and hand for the actual arm, right arm. In this case, I want to have an IK set up. I'll show later in the mannequin, but in the case of the arms and the legs, it's good to have an IK, just because it helps when you're retargeting to keep things in place. So because I want an IK in the end of this chain, I would add chain and go, and then I'll add as a full body IK. You have other options here, but this will work. Add solver. So you see that this is created here, full body IK, but it's missing root bone. So what I need to do is that I need to click in here and then click on the right arm, right click, and set root bone on selected solver. That's it. And yeah, hopefully that's the same that we've been doing here. So that means that with this IK, you should be able to move the character like that. That's what this solver is doing. So we have ours here, which is not working. I think I need to do the full body actually. Well, let's continue. I think I need the other IKs for that to work. So fingers, let's have a look. So they have, in the mannequin, we have the index metacarpal, and then we have just index, which is then goes from 1 to 3. So we'll do the same. So right thumb, we'll create a new target, and we'll call right thumb metacarpal, add chain, and then right thumb for the other ones, right thumb for 2 to 4, add chain. And then we'll do the same for all the all the fingers, right index, right, oops, it won't let me create that, or it creates but with the underscore 0, because here I forgot to mention metacarpal. So then here I can just rename. Is that correct? Yeah. Middle, I can select multiples like this, and they will just create, because they are not part of the same chain, they will just create individually. So this one is middle metacarpal. This one is ring metacarpal and pinky. Now let's create the rest. Right, middle, right, ring, right, pinky. It's important the names are the same, as the metahuman, because the first thing that they will do is try to find the exactly same names to match. So that's helpful. And then I think we're done with this arm. Just quickly save. And let's do the right leg then, because we can mirror later on. So right leg to foot. I think that's how it's set. Right leg from thigh to ball. And it has an IK. New retarget chain. Right leg, I chain and go. Save. See if this IK works. Oops. No. I think the pelvis needs to be the chain here. Yeah. Yes, that's more like it. Okay, so right leg and then toe. Let's see if there is something here. I don't think there is anything for toes actually. So we'll just leave it like that. And we'll just ignore these bones. So now what we can do is that we can mirror these chains. So mirror chain. And it's already picking up they're called right leg. So you will mirror to be left leg. And then we'll mirror to these bones. And then I need to add a new go because if not, it's trying to pick the right leg go, which I don't want. So I want a new go. And see if it worked. Oh, it didn't. Let's create a new go here then. Left foot, new IK go. Is asking if I want to assign to this. Yes. There we go. And then let's mirror all the arm. Oops, this is right clavicle. Mirror chains, pinky, add chain, clavicle, arm, I want to add a go, thumb, index. This is very helpful because before you had to do all of this manually as well. Let's just go fix this one because the left arm needs to be left shoulder. Left arm, hand, new IK go, assign go. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Let's see if we're missing anything in here. I think that's it. Of course, the metahuman has a lot of twist bones as well, which we are ignoring in this case. You also have some IK. They are more like for placements of weapons and props. We are not going to use that as well. So I think that's it. And what we need to do now is create an asset that will connect this IK rig with the other IK rig. So if I go animation, retargeting, IK retargeter. So here I would say that my source is capoeira because that's where the animation is playing. And then my target is the mannequin, which is this one. I can move them to the side just as a way of visualizing a bit better. Yeah, that should be fine. And I can also make sure that their their poses are matching. So you can see that in this case here, the target is the hands are down. A very weird way. I'm not sure why, but let's try to fix it. So if I go here and I create a new pose, fix it, T pose. And then I need to come here and go to edit retarget pose. So then now I can create a new one, which is just, I just basically just want to rotate the arms. Select both, and then, yeah, let's say I'm happy with this pose. Oops, the elbows needs to be a bit more straight as well. I won't bother with the fingers, but yeah, if you want, you could straighten them as well. And if I go run retargeted, that's my new pose. And now to see how the animation will play in this character. So basically, sorry, before we need to map the chains. It will automatically try to find the same matching names as I said. But because the mannequin has a lot more like twists and everything, we'll have to empty some of these. So root we don't have because the Mixamo character doesn't have a root bone. Spine's correct. Oh, head. We forgot about the head. No problem. We can just come back here again to our IK rig, and then we can just do a neck and head. New target, head, add chain. Let's see if the head has an IK. I don't think so. Yeah. No. So that's fine. If I come back here, this should have automatically appeared. Head. So you don't need to update any file or refresh anything. Left clavicle, left arm. And these are the ones that we need to put as none because they're the twist. Oops, twist again. No, no. Twist. These are all those IKs that I said they use for like props and things, attachments. So we're just putting them to all of them. And that should be it. So now if we click in Asset Browser, you can see all the animations that the source character would have, which in this case is just one. And there you go. There is your retarget working ready. There are a couple of settings here in case, for example, there is something that you feel like is not working. So here I can deactivate the IK and it just becomes a little bit more exaggerated. I think with the IK it makes more sense. I can deactivate the FK to see what just the IK is doing. Enable the root or disable it. And there's some root settings as well, so I can have root but no rotation, for example, or I can have just the rotation but not the translation. And there's other offsets as well that you can just, if something is a bit off, you can play with that. But also you can just come specifically to the chains and edit each of them. So for example, let's say the left arm, I want in this case to just be FK. I don't want IK on the left arm. And because for some reason I feel like that's working better. Or I want an IK, but I want to scale a little bit, like slightly, because it depends of the proportions of the characters. In this case, of course, they're very similar, but sometimes you just want to adjust manually based on the animations. And this is what is interesting because you can adjust for each animation if you need to, and just make sure you're exporting the best out of it. And yeah, let's say you're happy with it. You just click on the animation you're selected, and you can, or right click. Oops. Oh, they removed the right click. You can just come here, export selected animations, and then let's export to Mixamo. You can add, the suffix of Mixamo, no, Mannequin, export. And now I should have my mannequin playing capoeira. And that's just a normal animation asset. Yeah, so that's it. I hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And see you next time. Bye.